Yo, yo, yo. What up, peoples? Good morning, good day, happy Thursday, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is for you. Hope it's good. Um, we got video gaming news for today, December 21st. First day of winter for those of us here in the northern hemisphere, by the way. First day of winter. And then we'll dive into another day of Baldur's Gate 3 with our dude Pinky, man. It'll be day 28 of Baldur's Gate 3. We've got maybe some wild stuff going on. We usually got some wild stuff going on in BG3. I do have some new content for the YouTube channel. It probably won't be public until later today. I got everything over the past week kind of highlighted out, put over from our VODs, put over on YouTube last night, but it'll probably take until tonight to get it all made public. Well, that's been announced a long time ago, 10 win, but yeah. They announced as soon as the acquisition was complete, they announced that Bobby Kotick would be out at the end of the year. Yeah. So, but I appreciate it, buddy. What's up, dude? Happy Thursday, buddy. Yeah. So let's go ahead and do what we do, and I don't know, man. Let's dive into video gaming news. Let's go. Well, I mean, even if it's, I mean, I don't know. It's not gonna be like huge news to me, really, if it like with a specific date or anything. But we knew it was gonna be somewhere right at the end of the year, you know. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's right there too. As soon as we pull everything up. So, thanks for letting me know. It's not for me. That's not super. You know, we knew it was happening, so I'm just glad he'll be gone. That's it. I knew it would be one of these days right here at the end of the year, and that's what was the big deal for me. Didn't matter to me whether it was the 29th, the 30th, the 31st, whatever. We knew it would be one of those days, and whichever day they decided to go ahead and let him no longer be part of that company, cool, good. But we knew it was coming, yeah, and that's the big deal. So, we'll see what they're talking about leadership change-wise and everything there. I mean, you know, you guys can go back to, dude, the announcement basically of Activision Blizzard, Microsoft announcing they were going to purchase Activision Blizzard, and that was my statement the whole time. Bobby Kotick needed to be ousted from that company upon the takeover, you know. And if Microsoft didn't do that, that was a failure in my opinion. And as soon as they fulfilled and finalized the acquisition, they announced that Bobby Kotick would no longer be the head of Activision Blizzard come the end of the year. And that's what I needed to hear, you know. So it's nice that they're like finalizing it, I guess, but well, obviously Sony did. You know, Sony did. We can pull that up and look at it. Sony had big hopes for Forspoken. Us, as far as gaming enthusiasts and everything, I don't know. I sure didn't. We kind of called that one. No, I hadn't seen Sony specifically, but that doesn't surprise me. I've seen Capcom. I've seen some other companies say some stuff like that, and so I consider me not surprised. I mean, I actually have an article that's going to be hitting YouTube later tonight that talks about Nintendo raising their prices, my sentiments about that. you know, I've talked about this whole. We know that Rockstar is going to be, and Take-Two are just going to be squeezing everybody for everything they can with GTA 6 come 2025 when they release that. You know, thanks, buddy, appreciate it. So, is it disgusting? Yeah, by like 2027. Yeah, it is. I mean, you know how I feel about this. There's no need to raise prices up front. They've been squeezing us for all they could for years now off of different kinds of monetization tactics, right? Thanks for that article, buddy. I appreciate it. So, I mean, this is just them putting a little cherry on top. And I'm not unreasonable when it comes to what a game should cost, I don't think. You know, if you're getting a really good amount of game time, you know, entertainment out of a game, significant amount of hours of, you know, entertainment out of a game, I understand to an extent. There's a line to an extent. Those games being worth putting more to the developers, you know. I think that's the mindset we need to have more often as consumers, as well as like supporting those pieces of entertainment that you continue to play and you find to be entertaining, and the developers continue to bring you good content, and you know, I think that promotes a healthier industry all the way around. If you're actually taking a look at the developer and how much content they bring to the table, you know, to you in that piece of software on the constant, and how you might be able to support them moving forward in different ways, you know, I think that's appropriate. But there's been a lot of scumminess, we all know, over the years, right? Of just, and this whole games as a service thing. It's like, okay, we're, you know, the most recent one that's about to release that I can think of that seems really, really gross is like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, right? Where it's, oh, this is a game as a service. So it's $70 for the base game, $100 if you want to get in and be a final beta tester, basically, right? So you can pay $100 and get in 3 days early, and really all you are is a final beta tester. Then it's just riddled with monetization, right? Right, yeah, and that's true as well, right? Yeah. So then it's, you know, it's gonna be battle pass or season pass, DLC, just on the constant. It's gonna be, you know, all kinds of microtransactions. It's just so gross, you know. And I think the thing that, as we've seen all too often in so many games that are games as a service, is the content that's being added to them isn't even worth, you know what I mean? It's not worth the investment, really, most of the time. Funny enough, you'll take a look at some games that have done such a good job, and most of them are either free to play or they've just only cost like the base price of the game. And let me be fair here. You talk about something like No Man's Sky, which is a game that needed plenty of time after it released to actually get that game in a state of what it should have been, performance and content wise, right, to be what it should have been on release. So I'm not talking about that, but that game has never been anything but the base price of the game, and they've continued to add and add and add and add to it, right? You talk about free-to-play games like Warframe, things of that nature, that it's literally a free-to-play game, and they're massive, you know what I mean? Well, yeah, and I think that's the thing too, is us, when we've talked about that, us as consumers, right, and as gaming enthusiasts, we're going, how many games, and here's the thing, I think most of us are like, how many games come out before the price even went up to 70, right? When the price was still at 60 US retail, yeah, and everybody was looking at the price going up to 70. Everybody was like, how many of these games that are going to be getting released are actually going to be worth $70 on release. You know, not very many. Not in the day and age which we live in, which, to be fair, we had a year, dude, that was just phenomenal. I don't expect us to have another year like this in the gaming industry for quite some time. I would love for us to, but I don't expect it. But at the same time, how many games get released each year, and how many of them are actually worth even, you know, that $60 price tag, let alone a $70 price tag? And then these companies are talking about wanting to increase the price to, you know, somewhere between that $70 to $100. How many are even going to be close to worth that? That number gets smaller and smaller and smaller, right? There might be a couple. You know what I mean? There might be a couple, but there's not going to be very many, dude. There's not going to be very many that are actually worth a, and you know, and quite often you're not even going to be able to tell out the gate. It's going to be one of those time will tell kind of situations, right? So, I think that's one of those really tough situations to deal with for us. Gaming's already very expensive, right? And I think I've got an article that's going to be up later today talking about this individual. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. He's been the what is it, like COO or CEO of Nexon for a while, and he's for like a decade virtually, and he's leaving. And he had some really good sentiments to talk about with the gaming industry and stuff. And I'm curious where he's going next. You know, the new Steam update for Boulder. I saw it for BG3. If that's what you're talking about, Pinky. Yeah, I already took care of it, dude. If that's what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Just for Steam itself? No, I don't think so, bro. I didn't restart it today. Do I need to restart Steam? Hold on. Yeah, Spider-Man 2, great game, 17 hours to beat, not 100%ing. No, absolutely not, dude. Absolutely not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, for sure. No way, dude. That's what I was getting at. Exactly what you're bringing up. How many games are actually going to be worth? Did you see the update for BG3, by the way, dude? It's not very big, but let me see if there's an update here. Says I'm up to date already, dude. Yeah, it says I'm up to date. Oh, you're just talking about like for this kind of stuff? Yeah, let me grab this real quick. Yo, 1 second, guys, 1 second. What is this, dude? It's only a beta feature for now. Let me get back to Timwin's sentiment here real quick. Yeah, I think, you know, I've got, dude, I mean, you talk about something like Spider-Man 2. Think about something, you know, I mean, that's it's supposed to be a banger of a game, but you're not wrong. That's not a whole lot of playtime, you know? It really isn't. Really isn't. I think that what's kind of insane is you see something like Spider-Man 2 cost. What's Spider-Man 2? $70, but then something like Baldur's Gate. What was Baldur's Gate 3? $50? Is Baldur's Gate 3 $50, guys? You know? Is that what BG3 was on release? I think. How is Baldur's Gate 3 not the first thing that comes up, dude? Probably because I already own it. That's why. Okay. It's 60. It's 60. But still. Like the amount of playtime on average people are getting out of something like this, you know? And you could have gotten this on PC in early access for cheaper too. But $60 BG3, and you're talking about a game that, I mean, if anything's going to be worth, you know, more money, it's going to be a title like this, right? Something where you're getting an absolutely substantial amount of game time out of, right? Yep. Yeah, no doubt. $30 price point. That's a good point too. I brought that up the other day. I brought up Hi-Fi Rush the other day. Yeah, no doubt, dude. Yep, $30 price point. Dude, how many hours did I get out of that? I think somewhere around 40. Something like that. I called out a few different AAA devs that I was really impressed with, you know. But most of them I'm not. And then they want to do this kind of stuff, you know. It doesn't feel real good. I mean, I'll call this out too. I mean, even with Sony wanting to increase price and stuff, you've got to give props to a studio like Santa Monica Studios, which is a first-party PlayStation studio, giving Valhalla, you know, God of War Ragnarok, Valhalla DLC out for free. That's something, dude. I mean, that's a pretty incredible thing for them to do for the fans and everything. You wonder how that worked internally with them getting that approval to get that done. I wonder if they had to get approval from Sony for that to happen, you know? You wonder. Because that's substantial. A lot of people would have paid for that. A lot of people would have paid for that. Yeah, you're absolutely right, dude. And I'm right there in line with, you know, we tend to have the same thought process when it comes to a lot of this stuff. It's not like we don't, and I think that you, myself, a lot of other people in this community, a lot of other, you know, people that are passionate about the industry as a whole are, it's not like we're just not accepting of what is a reasonable price point for products in the industry or anything, but the industry is getting absurd with how much they want us to pay for it. You know, it's like everything just needs to be baseline, you know. It's like they just want everything to be baseline, and it's like everything should just cost the same, and it shouldn't be like that. And this, I think a lot of what this is going to come down to again is people have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to the companies that you should be supporting and the companies you shouldn't be supporting. You know, Tango, absolutely. Larian, absolutely. You know, and then you talk about other studios, probably like maybe Activision, Blizzard. I mean, is that a company that continues to put out good quality products on the constant and taking care of their community and stuff? No, not really. We'll see what Microsoft does with them, but we've created beasts, you know, EA, companies like that. But I mean, the problem's like getting people to be on a united front about that kind of, you know, strategy there, and it's unfortunate it just won't happen. But it's it definitely comes down to, like, you know, there's certain companies that are worth supporting, there are certain companies that aren't. I don't know. Unfortunately, it's just gonna, you know, it's gonna continue to be this way until people figure it out, I think. So Pinky, what was this, dude? Oh, people will be able to mark games in their library as private. Shopping cart updates. The sus update, yeah. Inline gifting. Yeah, I'll take a look at all this, dude. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. I thought you were just like trying to prepare me for the fact that I might have some updates for the client or whatever before we start playing today. But yeah, I'll take a look at that, dude. Thanks. Awesome, man. How's work been, dude? And Timwin, thanks, man. Well, we got a lot of discussion going there. We'll have even more once we dive into that article, buddy. You know. Yo, has Rogue Trader gotten any updates going, man? What work? Oh yeah, dude, you're off. Yo, I forgot. Sorry, my bad. Forgot. I'm so used to you just working through the week, dude. Yeah, you got holiday time. Nice, brother. That's sick. We can pull this up. Let's take a look at this. Gotten a few. Getting another today. I hope it starts fixing stuff, dude. I know that was a bit of a disappointment, man. Bethesda's getting a new studio head as part of Microsoft changes as well. This will probably just go in line with this right here. We might not need to read both. Did you guys see this crap? We talked about this the other day. If you haven't seen this, the day before, Steam keys that people haven't used are selling for like thousands of dollars, from hundreds to thousands of dollars. How stupid is that? Yeah. Well, yeah. As long as they're getting things addressed, you know, that's what you want. So I just hope that they're able to get it quickly into a state where you're able to enjoy the game again, rather than be sitting there wishing you could play it. You know what I mean? That's what I hope, dude. I kind of figured they'd get on it pretty quick, but oh, yo, here it is, dude. PC Gamer's addressing the Steam update too, bro. So I'll put that there also. People want to own the meme game. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's really stupid. It's really stupid because it got delisted, right? Like the developer Fantastic went down like 2 or 3 days after the release, and so they delisted the game, and now everybody wants to like own the meme game. It's exactly what it is, dude. And so they're willing to pay like these absurd prices for the keys. It's so stupid. I don't know. Kind of crazy. PlayStation's got a holiday sale going on. We'll take a look. Former CDPR devs working on Dark Fantasy RPG. Let's take a look at what that is as well. Lots of new. Oh, you know what, dude? We actually need to custom range this also. It should be 19th through the 21st. Let's go do that. Yeah. Yeah, look, man, I'm not gonna feed into any more of the Insomniac leaked information from their hacks and stuff. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan. I don't think it's good for the industry, dude, as a whole. I really don't. And I'm not gonna feed into it any more of it. I've got an article that's gonna be going up on YouTube tonight where we address the initial information, but I don't really dive into much of what was leaked because I'm not a fan of it, dude. I don't think it's good. And I elaborate on why. I've got other articles on the YouTube channel that express my sentiments about that. But there will be an article that's live later tonight about you know, that those leaks specifically, and why we shouldn't feed into the Insomniac leaks, in my opinion. So I'm not going to be diving into any more of that. I just won't do it. What happened to my music? There we go. Let's go. I think you know, Call of Duty needs to. I don't understand how they sell so many flipping games. For a game that people seem to dislike so much, it's another article that I have going up on YouTube tonight. For a game that people seem to dislike so much, for it to sell so many flipping games. It's already almost the best-selling game of this year, and it just released a month and a half ago. And people hate it. Oh, nice, dude. Let's go. Sick, bro. Awesome. How big of an ultra wide? What are we talking? Are we talking like a flipping 60-inch. Yeah. I just don't get it, dude. I don't get why people keep buying into this crap whenever people buy it and then they just gripe about it, how much they hate it, you know? It's so stupid. Why do you keep buying this crap there? Bro, yeah, be like, I'm getting an ultra wide monitor. It's gonna be like one of those screens that gets put together in panels all over your wall. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this personally. We talked about this on Tuesday. Sony is like getting a patent put together. They submitted a patent for basically adaptive difficulties on their platform, which means that if a game seems too difficulty, it automatically adjusts to make the game softer, and I think vice versa as well. Now, being somebody that plays games on the hardest difficulty almost all the time, right? I don't want a game to go, oh, you lost to a boss 3 times in a row, let me decrease the difficulty. I do not want that at all. I don't ever want that in my video game. So as long as they're providing it as an option that you can turn on and off, fine, whatever, you know. Give people options, that's fine. You know me, man, I'm all about promoting as many options for people to enjoy the world of video games as possible, but I do not want this kind of incorporation, this kind of technology to be forced upon me in any game. I won't play a game that does this. I won't do it. There's no way. If it forces me to experience this kind of technology in a game, I won't play that game. I won't do it. Either I get to choose a hard difficulty, or I play the game at the inherent difficulty it was developed to be at. That's it. That's all it is for me. I don't want some kind of technology that like is going to potentially decrease the difficulty as I'm playing because I lose to a boss a certain number of times or something. I don't want that. And I don't want to be prompted for it either. It frustrates the crap out of me to be getting prompted by the game. Oh, do you want us to decrease the difficulty? But if people want that option, that's cool. Everybody's, you know, a bit different in the way that they address their gameplay and stuff. And if people want to use this, I'm not going to knock anybody for it. It's just not for me, you know? So it depends on the way they roll this out and the way they implement it. As long as they're providing it as an option and they're not forcing it on people, fine. Cool. Nexon is investing $100 million into the MapleStory universe, apparently. Sorry, I'm not big about diving into all this, like the Cointelegraph stuff, the NFT culture stuff. I'm not an advocate of Web3, blockchain, NFT crap, man. I'm just not. I think that most of what's been done with it in the gaming industry so far has been very scummy. It's been a big scamaz. And It's not that I can't see a future where it can be a mutually beneficial incorporation in some capacities for us as consumers, as well as the developers and publishers and stuff, but it's not. That's not the way it's being done, and therefore I don't dive into it. Yo, did you ever get your Steam year-end review stuff to like propagate correctly, dude, when you were trying to put it in Discord? I saw that it looked all wonky, dude. It probably doesn't if you like pull it up and look at it, but yo, I wonder what the majority of your sessions were there, bro. You know? By the way, dude, what was that flick shot? You know? What was that flick shot on that dude flying through the sky? I like how you weren't even tracking. You weren't even tracking, homie, with your mouse. You were just like, kind of like looking. You were just kind of looking, and you were like moving the mouse a little bit, and he's like going way over on the side of your monitor, and then all of a sudden you're just like, wow. You like launched it. Dog, I'm not gonna lie, most people are gonna look at that and go, track with your eyes and then just flick to it. Yeah, dude, that was a killer flick shot, dude. Nah, I saw it right. I was like, oh my god, dude, that was gross. Most people are gonna see that and go, oh, dude, that looks pretty sus. But I saw it, dude. I was like, that's a nasty flick shot, dude. That's why I put it. That's why I commented on it like that. I was like, Jesus Christ, that was disgusting, dude. That dude had to be pissed. I love your comment afterwards too. How flippin' gross. That dude had to be so pissed. Oh my god, dude. Had you been like trolling that guy throughout the match or what, dude? Brother, what you typed in chat, I was like, oh no, this dude's gonna be getting so toxic. That was funny, dude. Hey, about 3 hours? That's funny, dude. Oh, that's funny, dude. Best wired gaming headset ever. I don't know. $70 Razer gadget cut to $40. We'll take a quick peek. I'll pull it up on ratings and see what they say about it. Oh, yeah. I was kind of wondering. Yeah, I was kind of wondering. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, that's awesome. That's usually when you can tell somebody's been playing a game like that for quite some time. Their skill level's that good that you can like flick shot and stuff like that, you know? That's usually a pretty good indicator somebody's got a solid amount of time in a game, dude. That was so nasty, dog. Alright, let's look at our other search real quick. That was funny, dude. Yeah, Bobby Kotick's done. We knew it was coming. But they are talking about, we have a couple of articles up. They're talking about management changes from Microsoft, specifically having to do with Activision Blizzard, stuff like that. So we'll take a quick peek. Thank God, dude. I mean, again, this was something that I said needed to happen from the onset of, you know, our finding out that Microsoft was going to potentially be buying Activision Blizzard. This dude needed to be ousted. and I'm so glad they're doing it. Apparently, from what Timwin says, happening on the 29th, so there's like just over a week left. Oh, let me talk about this before we move forward. Yo, the free 24-hour free game free giveaway stuff on Epic is in full effect right now. The first 24-hour giveaway, you know, they were doing the Destiny 2 Legacy DLC collection stuff for the first week. Oh, yo. You shake weight jam. Booty, baby.
Are pretty funny, Gabs.
What up, dog? What's up, brother? What's going on, man? Yo, thanks again for everything you did the other day on my daughter's birthday, man. That was incredible. I really appreciate it. Yeah, everybody, everything everybody did, man. She was really psyched about that. It made it really special for her, man. So I appreciate it. It was really, really cool of you, man. Thank you. Good to see you, buddy. What's going on, man? Happy Thursday. I knew that was gonna come up. No. No, not yet, anyways. Yo, what up, Ferret? What up, dude? Nah. She might be sleeping. She's been sick, dude. So she might be sleeping right now. She's been sick. Mama OA's been sick, so she might still be asleep right now. She'll probably hop in here later today, though. Yeah. Nah, it's all right. I think she's doing better. Thanks, Ferret. Thanks. You got everybody knows now. You know, so many people that are longtime members. I don't say anything. I never did. But everybody. Psych got a mind like a steel trap, bro. Jesus. True actually data mined it. True data mined it. She knew it was happening. She data mined it out. Yeah. I was given some hints and stuff. And she went back and took a look. And she was like watching.
Now that we're friends, is it okay if I pet you?
Jesus. Brother.
Thanks, dude.
Holy crap, dog. Bro.
Sayak just gifted 10 subs.
God dang, dude. Yo. Not necessary, but much appreciated, my friend. Jesus Christ. Thank you so much, dude. Incredible. God dang, dude. Thanks, man. Yeah, Psych remembered from last year, dude, which was crazy. I wasn't expecting that. True data mined it because she knew it was going to be this month, and she went back and started taking a look because I was like, dude, my mom came in and like gave it away last year. So True went back and started looking at like all the streams that she could from last year and found it and was like, oh, I think I found out when it is. Yeah, dude, Psych, incredible, bro. Thank you very much, man. Craziness. What's on the agenda for the holidays, dude? Are you just are you doing any traveling, or are you just hanging out in Germany, bro? Dude, that's incredible. Thank you so much, brother. Back to this. Look, you've got about 3 hours left right now to grab, about 2 hours and 45 minutes actually, to grab DNF Duel for free, and then it'll be the next giveaway game for the next 24 hours, okay? So go get on your Epic account, get your free games, and I've been promoting this, dude. We knew this was popping off. There's going to be a ton of good free content for PC gamers to get their hands on. Even if you're not a PC gamer yet, you might be in the future. And if you just take the time to make an Epic Games account, it literally takes 2 minutes tops. It's free, and you can start getting your hands on great free content every single day right now. And then afterwards, you can get free content every single week. And So that way, if you end up becoming a PC gamer in the future, you'll have a plethora of games to choose from in your library to start playing. And it's free, dude. There's nothing to it. It's free. It's a no-brainer, dude. Everybody should be doing this. So go get your hands on this free content. Right now, it's DNF Duel. This is a game that normally costs, I think, like 40 or 50 bucks, $50. It is a multiplayer fighting game. And you can get
Happy
it for free
birthday,
for
Buck. Buck A. Roo. Buckers. Buck Han Solo. Buck A. Mania. Buck Tubber. Buckatron. Buck Du Bois. Buckuno. B-U-B-U-B-U-B-U Buck Breaker.
Buck Dubois, dude. Let's go. Buck Dubois. Yeah, baby. Dude, I miss that game. I really, really hope that they make another one of those. I really want to see the original creative team behind Disco Elysium make another game. I don't know that they will because there's a lot of legalities going on with that. But man, yo, thanks, Syke. You're wild, bro. Thanks, dude. So go get your free game. Get ready for the next one. It'll be popping off here in about a little less than 3 hours. Okay. That was pretty good. I kind of figured, since you hadn't said anything for a second, since I've been talking to you, you might be rocking some TTS there. I was wondering what was going to be coming. Yeah, dude, nobody TTS is like Syke does. Let me tell you what. Syke always be coming up with some crazy TTS stuff. Yeah, Gifties doesn't normally, I don't think. And I don't think I can turn that on, dude. I've looked at it, but I need to go back and take another look. But I don't know if Gifties does Gifties. Did I just miss it whenever I initially set it up? Hold on. Let me see something real quick. I'll take a look at it later, dude. It'll take me a second to get in there and look. I don't know if Gifties gives a TTS option. I thought I would have turned it on if it did. I'll have to go in and take a look. Going skiing? Yo. Sick. Nice, dude. It might now. Buying a drum set? Let's go, dude. I've always wanted to play drums. Nice. Language classes? Word up. Cool. What kind of... What language, dude? There's snow in the mountains, dude, for sure. Oh, German and Japanese. Word. Cool. Nice, dude. Japanese would be sick. I mean, both would be cool. I've always wanted to go spend time in Japan also. So that'd be really neat. I like the Japanese language too. That's cool. Right on, man. Yeah, I need to look. Dude, the gift sub stuff is something that I haven't taken a look at in a long time, and I thought when I initially set it up there wasn't an option for TTS, but I'll go back and take a look at it, dude. So sorry. At least I guess we got that TTS to make up for it, though. God dang, that escalated quickly. That's funny, dude. Let's see what else we got here. This is all because of that new Chun-Li mod. It's all because of that. Sony slips his gaming roadmap revealed. This probably has to do with the same thing Tinwin dropped us this morning. Yeah, let's put all that there just in case. Could Ubi be the next major video game publisher merger? Probably, because they are not doing real well. We've talked about that, though. Excuse me. So, on the topic of like most anticipated games of 2024, Here's the deal. We're going to be streaming today and tomorrow. Then I will be away for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday for the holidays. Okay. Then we'll come back and we should be able to get through Alan Wake 2 and probably get pretty close to finishing up Baldur's Gate 3, more than likely. Baldur's Gate 3 will probably go into the new year a little bit. But right at the beginning of the new year, we're going to take some time and create our new schedule, okay? So we've got the schedule command in chat, right? For those that aren't familiar, we have this. Or we're supposed to. Apparently it's not working right now, so I'll have to look at that. Sorry. But it's a Google Doc that's supposed to populate there that's not. So I'm being trolled right now by my bot. Yeah. So we'll see what that's about. But we're going to make a new schedule at the beginning of the year. Tentative schedule. We're going to take a look at all the games that are coming out this year. All the games that we wanted to play this year that we didn't get our hands on. Things like that. And we'll just make a nice tentative schedule for the entire year. We'll look at all the games that are going to be coming out. We'll try to get some nice multiplayer games in. I've already got some in mind for us to be taking a look at, trying to get on the schedule, stuff like that. And so just know that, like, as soon as we hit the new year, we'll be taking 2 to 3 days to just kind of chill out, enjoy some time together while we like create a schedule, look at a bunch of different games, get a schedule made up, and stuff like that. Okay. Why did that not work, dude? There it is. Yo, it just bugged. Yeah, it's there. Yo, since the cat's out of the bag and everybody knows it's my birthday, I'll have to show you. My wife got up this morning, already went to the store, got me like a coffee, and bought me a breakfast flipping pizza, dude. Like, I was getting ready for the stream this morning, and she like rolls in. She already like bounced out, went to the store, surprised me, brought me back this breakfast pizza, man. You know? yeah. Yeah, pizza. I'll show it to you though. I've got an entire pizza, dude. Well, my son's already awake too, so is it gonna work?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Nice. Happy birthday, dear OutsiderAntics. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah. Thanks, Ferret. Thanks, buddy. So it's like a legit pizza in a box, dude. And it'll have like cheese all over it. Breakfast sausage, bacon, egg, like the works, dude. It's good stuff, man. I'll show you guys in a second. But she straight up surprised me, dude, and went and grabbed it this morning. Yeah, we knew this was happening. Thanks, buddy. Starfield? Ugh, dude, I'm not diving into Gaming Bible stuff. I'm sorry, it's not happening. Yo, Barrett, did you see the clip that I tagged you in last night in Discord? Oh, that's weird. Huh. Interesting. That's really odd. Bloober team partners with Skybound for a new game? Huh. Let's see what this is. Oh, that's weird. But when you watched it on mobile, it was fine. It wouldn't skip. That's really odd. Huh. Weird. Probably some kind of weird stuff going on in their servers or something. Thanks for letting me know. That's kind of odd. F099 adds new holiday themed update. That's cool. That's neat, dude. See the guard spam clip. No, I didn't get to watch that one yet. I saw it this morning whenever I got up, dude. I didn't notice you had added that one in until this morning. I haven't gotten to look at it yet. No. Could be that. Could have just been something weird with their servers too, man. But yeah, I'll look at it, Pinky, before we start gaming today. Yeah, didn't see the guard spam clip, but I did notice that you'd added something into Discord. Yeah, like as soon as I got done posting that stuff last night, where we were like kind of conversing, I went and like hung out with the wife for a little bit at the end of the night, man. So I didn't see anything in Discord before I passed out. Yeah. All right, let's dive in here, dude. Let's see what we got. Let's go. Bloober team partners with Skybound for new game. Bloober has announced that it will be making a video game based on a property owned by Robert Kirkman Skybound Entertainment. Project is due to release in 2025. Is currently going by the codename R. At this time, details are slim, but we do know that the game will be something horror-related. In a press release announcing the partnership, Bloober team CEO Peter Babino talked about the company's history developing horror games and how it will benefit this new project. This project is another step in our second-party strategy where we work with external partners to provide our horror know-how, Babino said in the press release. These are titles that are meant to not only give us financial profit, but are the next steps in achieving our strategy by the end of 2027. We have known our friends from Skybound for a long time, and I'm sure it will be a successful cooperation. Look, isn't Bloober's the company that is doing the Silent Hill game, right? They're the ones that aren't they the ones that are collaborating for Silent Hill right now with Konami? I think so. But aren't they also the ones that did Layers of Fear? Dude, I had always heard good things about Layers of Fear. So I played the first one during Scaretober. It was not very good in my opinion for a horror game. I was actually really bored through most of it. It was just really kind of boring. So I'm a bit interested in if I'm remembering that it's Bloober that did both of those. I'm wondering what exactly they're going to be bringing to the table as far as being good with horror, you know? I know they've done more than just Layers of Fear also, though. I don't have extensive experience with all of their content. There's no way of knowing what this new game will be, but the most likely candidate is a game based on the Walking Dead franchise. There have been a lot of Walking Dead video games over the last decade or so, some of which have been very good, some that are best left forgotten. 2023 saw multiple games released based on the property, but they unfortunately fell into the latter category. The Walking Dead Betrayal struggled to gain interest from players and was pulled off Steam and shut down just 3 months after releasing in early access. Walking Dead Destinies was a recent one that was done by the same devs that did the new King Kong game. It was brutal. Also released this year, was met with highly negative feedback. Players called the game broken and a shameless cash grab. Yep. Yeah, exactly, Ferret. Yeah, that's a pretty nice way to sum it up, dude. Yeah. Bloober team has established itself as a major developer of horror games over the last decade or so. Studio first made it, 2016's Layers of Fear, yeah. Which was followed by several other games in the horror genre, including Observer and The Medium. The project with Skybound will not be the first that Bloober team has worked on an established horror property. In 2019, Bloober made a game based on the Blair Witch series as well. See, so I've really only played their Layers of Fear, but The Medium's supposed to be pretty decent. Blair Witch is supposed to be okay as well. Scorn, oh my god. Blah! Throw up everywhere. Make some more room for pizza, dude. Oh, Jesus. Layers of Fear was better than Scorn. I'll say that. Anything's better than Scorn was, dude. For lunch pizza. Yeah. All these games have laid the groundwork for Bloober Team's biggest project to date. Remake of Konami's Silent Hill 2. So yeah, so I was on par here with exactly what Bloober Team kind of has done and what they are doing. It's considered one of the greatest horror games ever made. Upcoming remake has generated a lot of interest since its announcement last year. Remains to be seen whether Bloober can deliver an experience that lives up to the original, but it's clear the studio has started to establish itself as a major name in the horror genre. We'll see what they get done here. We'll see. I don't know what to expect. I haven't played some of their more recent stuff, you know, like the Blair Witch stuff, the Medium. I haven't played that stuff, so I don't know how they've progressed on the horror front. But dude, Layers of Fear was very boring to me. And that's why, like, I was even considering playing Layers of Fear 2 until I played the first one, and I was like, no, I'm not playing Layers of Fear 2 probably ever. It just wasn't there for me personally. So, but we'll see what they get done here with Skybound. We'll keep our eyes open and peeled for whatever they're bringing next with this collaboration. F099 adds new holiday-themed update patch notes released. Welcome to the Frozen Night League. During the holiday season, a number of different video games get in on the festivities by offering limited-time modes and options. Nintendo is doing just that with F099, which received a new update today. The Frozen Night League will be temporarily replacing the traditional Night League. And the big change is that all of the maps will now be covered in snow. There will also be new customization unlockables and a handful of bug fixes that have been implemented. Full patch notes from Nintendo's official website can be found below. New additions, I'll read over these, but I'll let you guys look at the fixes and the what is F099 below, okay? New additions, version 1.1.5, released 2 days ago now. Added Frozen Night League, a limited time Night League where snow falls. All courses that are regularly included in the Night League, Mute City 1, Big Blue, Sand Ocean, Deathwind 1, and Silence, will be blanketed in snow. The Frozen Night League event will be held for a limited time only. You can see how much time is remaining in the event by pressing the R button on the main menu. Regular Night League tracks and Night League Grand Prix cannot be played when the Frozen Night League event is being held, except for training and practice modes. Added boost colors to be used for machine customization, as well as backdrops, badges, and borders to be used for the pilot card customization. These can be unlocked when certain conditions are met. Customization items added for this update can be only be obtained during the time when the Frozen Night League event is live. You can check specified conditions and progress for each item by pressing the R button on the main menu. You can perform customization by selecting Workshop on the main menu, and then selecting Machines and Pilot Cards. Then there's some other fixes right there, and a what is this game kind of synopsis at the bottom, okay? Take a look if you're interested. There you go. Pick up excellent games in PlayStation's holiday sale, the most wonderful time of the year. Let's see what we got here. Looks like it's from their official PlayStation store. They got a holiday sale page, which is linked right here. You can get some, let's see. Alan Wake 2's like 20% off. God of War Ragnarok's 43% off. Baldur's Gate 3, 10% off. Isn't it funny that on PlayStation, the game is more expensive than it is on PC? I'm not surprised either though, right? Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 cross-gen bundle is 30% off. RE4 is 50% off. MK1 is 40% off. Final Fantasy 16, 40% off. Diablo 4 Standard Edition is 40% off. AC Mirage, 30% off. Street Fighter 6, 34% off. and they've got a whole lot of others. This is probably just some of the more significant things they picked out here, but lots of sales going on. If you're a PlayStation player, go take a look. All right. Former CD Projekt Red devs working on dark fantasy RPG reports claim. Early in 2022, a development studio by the name of Rebel Wolves surfaced. It was subsequently revealed that it was founded by former CDPR developers. This team, which has experience working on the likes of Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk, is reportedly crafting a dark fantasy RPG set in a huge open world, according to research completed by Kurakasis on Twitter. It's been almost 2 years since Rebel Wolves went public. Since then, very little has been revealed regarding its first game, which will kick off in a AAA IP story-driven saga for PCs and next-gen consoles. What is Dawnwalker? Thanks to the extensive research compiled by Kurakasis on Twitter, seems as though the title and some more information about Rebel Wolves' first project have made their way into the open. For instance, through some domain registrations and published trademarks, it looks as though the first game will be titled Dawnwalker Origins, set to be a story-driven RPG that takes place in a dark fantasy universe, and it's being built in UE5. In a job description uncovered by Kurakasis, there was a nod to the game being an open-world title, which gives us some idea of the scope of the project. To an extent. In an article posted last year, it was referenced that Dawnwalker won't be as gigantic as The Witcher, but it will offer more quests. Kurakasis, armed with the fruits of his investigation, posted a series of points about the game. Now entering the alpha stage, won't feature microtransactions, has a team of 100 people working on it, and it won't feature platform exclusive items or quests. Nice, dude. That's some pretty good, especially no microtransactions, and won't feature platform exclusive items or quests, which means that this is probably, that's a pretty good indicator this game is going to release across all, if not most, platforms. There are no further indications of, unless they end up in a contract with somebody towards the end of the development, you know. No further indications of when Dawnwalker, if that's truly the name of the game, will be revealed or when it might be released. Interesting. Okay, cool. We'll have to keep our eyes and ears open for more coming out of this. Is this a true... I don't know where this still art comes from, but this is obviously vampire stuff, right? I wonder if this is actually from the developers or not. I mean, look at all the bats, look at the teeth, you know what I mean? The name of the game could hint to that a little bit. Look at the banner here, right? The claws. Definitely some vampire stuff going on. Even as much as I, you know, have bagged on CDPR for the way they release games, this isn't CDPR. It's just former CDPR devs. But they've contributed to the nonsense of bad releases. But I'd still be more excited about a vampire game coming out of this studio than another vampire game like Blade coming out of the same devs of who did Redfall, you know. Right? I mean, come on, man. It's Arcane, isn't it? Isn't that who that is? Did Dishonored and Redfall. I think so. I think I've got that right. We'll see what comes. Nexon. Nexon invests $100 million. Werewolves rule, not the vampires. Yeah, that would be different, huh? That's always been like a play, though, right? Like the whole vampires versus werewolves thing. Yeah. Yeah. That was like the whole Underworld premise was like werewolves versus vampires, but it was also like vampires versus vampires too, right? Furry's one ending. Yo, bats can be furry too. I'm more partial to vampires. I always have been. I like vampires, but I respect it. Nexon invests 100 million in MapleStory Universe to boost Web3 gaming economy. The emerging gaming firm Nexon has joined the bandwagon to patronage MapleStory Universe, which has become one of their more potent gaming projects. Well, not if you become one of them. Right? You just got to join the dark side, Ferret. Ferret's got an issue with this, though. It's evil! Yeah, Asterian's doing just fine, dude. Yeah. I'm still kind of a bit peeved that I wasn't able to be turned into a vampire by letting him drain my blood, you know. It kind of sucks. I was hoping that would happen. The investment is reportedly worth a whopping amount of $100 million US, enabling the evolution of the Japanese video game, which will contribute extensively to the Web3 gaming economy. Traits and quirks. This financial assistance of $100 million will aid in bringing in some of the added quality attributes: a software developer kit for developers to build decentralized apps, a blockchain-infused massively multiplayer online role-playing game, a mobile-based version of the game, and a sandbox platform for players and creators to craft their blockchain games. Oof, God, dude, I don't like what I'm hearing here. Nexon's looking into adapting to the latent technological dynamism such as blockchain and NFTs, which will therefore provide resilience for sustainability and better storylines to build a strong foundation for the existing and emerging communities, with a total compromise of 180 million users who are registered. Jesus Christ. According to a blog post on Medium, with Nexon's robust $27 billion valuation and internal capital generation, the need for external investments in blockchain initiatives might diminish, said Nexon spokesperson. Well, this online gaming ideology will promote the users to earn and trade the NFTs with the collaboration of Polygon. We can witness the intense bang in the gaming arena or the gaming economy. Yeah. I'm not aligned with this, dude. You know, I mean, I just don't see it, dude. I don't see it until I see, and I really don't think it'll be something that will be able to be, you know, brought to fruition for us as far as especially consumers and gamers. The benefits for us are not going to be seen until these universes are mixed, you know. Well, a lot of these games are the universes are mixed together to where you can take NFT type items in one universe to another universe and stuff like that. And right now it's not there, man. It's just not there. So it's so hard for me to really take a look at any company that's diving into blockchain, NFTs, or Web3 stuff and go, oh yeah, this seems like something that's going to be good for us as consumers, as well as for the developer and the publisher. Anytime it's incorporated, it seems like something that is just a scamaz. Because that's all we've really seen it as. So how are we supposed to expect it to be anything different than what we've seen historically through the gaming industry up to this point, right? Yes, no worries, buddy, no worries. Thanks again, man. I appreciate it so much, man. It was super generous of you, man. The 10 gifties, incredible. Here to win best wired gaming headset ever. Bro, come on, dude. Really? A $70 Razer gadget cut to $40 with Christmas gift perk. So it's about $30 off. The Razer Kraken V3 X wired gaming headset. Okay. It can be had at Walmart for $40. Wait, what? Became a vamp elf squid so far. Yeah, hopefully there's more. You can mark the order as a gift to receive an additional receipt with prices hidden. Send a gift message by email. Headset connects via USB cable. Promises incredibly realistic sound. Nah. Let me say this. I'll pull this up. Usually, if you want a really good headset, USB is getting better, but if you want a really good wired headset, you want it to be plugging into 3.5 millimeter, not USB, dude. And to be honest, I would recommend people, I mean, this is not a bad price point, but in today's day and age where, you know, wireless is also such a nice option, you can usually find decent budget headsets that give you wired and wireless, which is a really nice thing to have. But let's pull these up on Artings, take a look at what these rate as, okay? So people have an idea. What are these? The the Kraken. Let's take a look. V3X. So there are your ratings. Wired gaming 6.7. Yeah. Decent mic. Pretty comfortable. No EQ or presets. Very prone to inconsistent audio delivery. That's something I think that in part is going to have to do with being USB connected. But it does, you know. I mean, you can see. You can look at all this. I'll link this for you guys too. It's a budget headset, but I think there are probably better budget headsets to buy into. You just need to take a look. You can actually do a comparison, you know, compared to other headphones, entry-level wired gaming headphones that are USB-A connector, make them fully compatible with PC, PS4, and PS5. These headphones also have customizable RGB lighting, which doesn't really matter. They have a very warm sound profile. Companion software lacks sound customization features like an EQ or preset. Unlike some other simply designed gaming headphones like the Logitech G432s, like the G432s are a better wired gaming headphone than the Kraken V3X. The Kraken V3 are better than the Kraken V3X. You can just like let me do this. Compare side by side with the Logitechs here. You'll see a big difference. See the big difference in the reviews here. Go for like wired gaming. Yeah. It's at least a little bit better. Overall, though, neutral sound, you can see a big difference here. Overall, probably going to be a similar price point and better quality. This site's pretty good for this kind of stuff, but I mean, this is a product that is being promoted out of this site. You can get a bit of a deal on it right now. Yeah, the Arctis are good. I think that if you're going to be looking for headsets, you guys know. I mean, if I come across something in the articles that is on sale, then I'll give you, uh, I'll take a look at it sometimes, just see what the deal is. But I'm also going to try and give everybody an idea of what this product gives you, quality wise, which is why I'll pull up Artings a lot. I use a Sony headset. I enjoy it quite a bit. Um, some of the better known headset makers would be the Arctis stuff. You know, HyperX are amazing. I was going to bring them up too. So I think that the Steel Series, the HyperX, across the board, you can find all the way from like pretty budget all the way up to higher end through both of those. And you know, you're gonna be, no matter what your price point is, you'll probably be getting a pretty good quality headset there. And it just depends on what features and options you kind of need, you know. Turtle Beach is still around. Yeah. What up, Tornado? What's going on, buddy? How you doing? Good to see you, buddy. Turtle Beach is still around. Apparently they're decent. You know, I think that, you know, if you want a good look at what Turtle Beach is compared to maybe like something like HyperX or, you know, Steel Series, something like that, probably look at Artings. It'll give you a good idea. But that's why I promote that website a lot. They do extensive reviewing of all their products that they look at, and it can give you a good idea. So I think what I've heard is Turtle Beach is still okay. They're not bad. I don't think promote them over something like HyperX or Steel Series personally. But I've never been a big fan of like Razer stuff. I think Razer's overpriced. I don't think their build quality is great all the way around. Their stuff seems overpriced, not as good build quality, things like that, than a lot of other peripheral manufacturers and stuff. Like I said, I've got a pair of Sonys. I love them. I've been using them for a while, but who knows? I might switch over and try another one for next time. Probably, honestly, it would either probably be Steel Series or it would be HyperX because they've just been two of the top brands for such a long time, you know. Yeah, Tornado. I'm great, buddy. It's good to see you. Yeah, how you been? Yeah, it's been a little bit. Yeah, you been all right? Right on. Yeah. And there's always going to be a bit of personal preference about stuff, right? Uh, Comfort comes in a lot with um, the design of a headset as well as like the shape of your own head, right? Which I think is why using Artings is a great thing to review products. Look at the review of products before you decide to buy, because a headset that one like somebody else might like, it might not feel very good to you because you've got a different shaped head. They go into detail about that kind of stuff on that website. So, and again, I mean, the friend who's used Razer and Steel Series, um, that's kind of a vague thing because all manufacturers of peripherals, right? I mean, you've got low end products and you've got high end products. And do we know if they were using a low end Steel Series versus a high end Razer product, right? I don't know that. I don't know. Maybe they were using something comparable, you know, like quality wise in those lines of products. Maybe they weren't, you know. I don't know that. That's why I promote the reviews on Artings quite often. They it's so extensive. You can go very deep into all their products, and it gives you a really good look at what to expect out of them. So that would be my advice. As well as, I mean, maybe even going somewhere like Amazon and just looking at the reviews from people that have actually owned the products too. That's never a bad thing to do either. But I think Artings is like a great place to just get a pretty nice overview of what to expect from a product as well. Um, Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. The biggest gaming disappointments of 2023. So they're not just talking about games. From Bobby Kotick lingering to AI garbage, everything getting more expensive. 2023 wasn't great. Yeah, been a weird year, man. It's been a really weird year. I mean, I think the reason it's been such a weird year is because there's been a lot of terrible stuff that's happened in the industry, but there's been just an absolutely incredible amount of banger games that have been released. So it's been a really weird year to look at. We haven't seen a year for video game releases like this in probably 2 decades. You know, but then you talk about all the flipping, layoffs in the industry. Even though the industry is still going to end up profitable year on end, over last year and over the year before that, and a lot of people feel that the myself included, feel that the Game Awards was a pretty big failure. There's a lot of stuff that's happened. So another year down this year, like so many recent. Well, I mean, and you can't take the good game releases with the bad game releases either, right? So you got to talk about that to an extent. Like so many recent years was a mess as we continue to deal with the ongoing effects of the pandemic, while governments and businesses around the world pretended everything is better now. And now I can't even complain about it on Twitter because the site sucks, is always broken, and is called X. Thanks, Elon. So if we can't use Twitter, X, whatever anymore to complain about how awful 2023 was, let's use this website to recount some of the biggest disappointments of this year, including awful trends, bad news, negative vibe-inducing nonsense. Please feel free to stop, take a nap, eat a snack, return to this list if all the negativity overwhelms you. Bobby Kotick still has a job, but not for long. Yep, we're going to talk about that in a moment. Again, we'll speak about this in just a moment. We knew that he was going to be ousted. I have talked about ever since I've not been a fan of Bobby Kotick forever, and as soon as we got the information about Microsoft potentially acquiring Activision Blizzard at the beginning of last year, I said the first thing they need to do if they are able to buy Activision Blizzard is oust Bobby Kotick. He needs to be gone. And they're doing it. Thank God. But it took another company coming in and buying Activision Blizzard to do this, unfortunately. So we'll talk about that in a moment. The Unity fees roller coaster was disgusting. Unity probably won't survive it. We've talked a lot about that. Bad and broken Switch ports. I've talked often about this as well. They're showing Mortal Kombat. It's not the only one. There's been a lot of ports. But here's the deal. This is a two-sided issue here. For anybody that owns a Switch that thinks that games made on modern platforms, specifically aimed at modern technology and graphical fidelity, whether it be any game that comes out on PS5, Xbox Series X, PC, whatever, they expect it to look the same way on the Switch. You're out of your flipping mind. It never ever will. It just won't. The Switch is outdated. It's underpowered. It has been for a long time now. And if you ever think that any game that comes out and you're watching a trailer that shows the best it's going to look the same way on the Switch, you're out of your mind. It just won't. It never will. But on the flip side of that, it shouldn't perform poorly either. If you're going to release, if a company's going to release a product on a platform, it should still feel good. Even if it doesn't look as good, it should still feel good. And if you can't do that, you don't release it on that platform, right? That's the way it should go. We know it won't go that way because there's too many greedy ass companies in this industry, but that's the way it should go. Endless layoffs and studios closing. Yeah, I mean, it's been disgusting. We've talked about it over and over and over. I've got plenty of articles on my YouTube channel about it. It's disgusting. I think the cherry on top really was the fact that in the Game Awards, it wasn't even mentioned at all. And I personally don't feel like it needed to be something to put a damper on the night of trying to highlight some achievements for the industry, but it definitely should have been addressed. You didn't need to point fingers because there was too many fingers to point. It would have taken forever. But in a year of ending up with the entire gaming industry making more money this year than they even did last year, you know, and all these amazing games that have been released this year and everything, we're quickly approaching, you know, roughly 10,000 job losses and layoffs in the industry, and it needs to be addressed. Can't be overlooked. It's terrible. And there are some major companies that are behind a mass amount of it. Embracer, Epic, you know, and it really, I think the big thing that you have to look at is most of them don't do anything besides give you some default explanation, right? It might be over 10K at this point. Last I had read, it was like quickly approaching. We might be, probably, dude. We would need to pull it up and see. It might be. I know that last time I had read, we were well over 10K in the tech industry as a whole. At the gaming industry was quickly approaching. That's the last thing I read. Quickly approaching 10K in the gaming industry. Tech was surpassed for sure, but I don't know if we've already hit that threshold or not in the gaming industry. I would need to pull up some stats. I think that was the last thing I read. I could be misremembering a little bit too, but if we're not surpassed, it's very, very close, you know. So either way, it's absurd. It's an absurd amount of layoffs. It's the same thing we get every time there's a company that lays off more employees. It's a well, we love our company and we love our employees and we hate to have to do this. It's the same default bullcrap statement we get every single time, you know. And there's never any kind of addressing of, well, was there anything done to try and circumvent the immediate firing of so many people to try and save the company? You know, did the, you know, top earners in the company, your CEO, your COO, any of your, you know, the big wigs in the company, did they consider a price cut? Did they consider not getting bonuses to try and save the employees' jobs that have been here for so long, that have gotten you to the point of where you're at? Never, ever, dude. Never happens. And as a matter of fact, one of the latest things we saw was, you know, the whole Bungie debacle. Bungie is quickly dying. And one of the, I mean, to the point of where they've basically just nixed all of the extracurricular kind of nice morale boosting things that they had done for employees in the past. That's all done away with now. There was a meeting where one of the employees asked management if there was any kind of consideration going on for doing that kind of thing of uppers in the company, you know, not taking as much pay or not taking bonuses to save jobs. And the response apparently was, we're not that kind of company. You know, it's gross, man. It's disgusting to see that. And so it's just always the same default statements. You know, these companies don't look at employees as assets. They don't look at them as, you know, anything other than just expendable. And as long as the bigwigs at the top are getting to line their pockets with gold, you know, then everything's fine. And it's disgusting. And it's been a terrible, terrible year for it. Digital stores closing, games disappearing. What digital stores closed? I can't think of any off the top of my head. But I mean, look, games are constantly dying off. It's just inevitable, man. Digital storefront closings, I guess. Yeah, I mean, when you talk about like, so what we did have, yeah, okay. So, dude, I feel real stupid right now. You want to talk about storefronts closing? Yeah, Nintendo shut down. I was thinking differently, but Nintendo shut down their 3DS and their Wii shop and stuff. Florida, what's up, friendo? How you doing? Happy Thursday. And you know, we've already received word that Xbox is shutting down their 360 shop come next year, the summer of the 2024, July, I think. You know, so, I think the thing that sucks is it's like with the you're losing so much content, you're losing so much gaming history, and all of us as consumers and gaming enthusiasts, we see it as that, right? These businesses just look at it as a business thing. It's there aren't enough people on those consoles anymore, there aren't enough people playing those games anymore, just shut it all down, you know? So it's brutal to watch, it's brutal to see. I don't think that all of us, you know, are unrealistic about the fact that there's always going to come a time where the, you know, business is business, and there are games that get a decade old that there's literally almost nobody playing the game anymore, and it only makes sense for the company to like take the online servers down or whatever, you know, because it's just not worth the investment for them anymore. Like, we get that, right? But there needs to be some kind of addressing of this issue where these companies continue to remove access entirely to video game history. Nintendo's the worst about it. They're terrible. They suck so bad. And Nintendo is the worst also because they remove access to everything, and they go, don't you dare access it anywhere else. It's like, well, what do you want us to do? You removed access for us to get access from you, but then you're saying don't access it anywhere else. It doesn't make any sense, man. You know, so there's always this issue of what is, you know, I guess acceptable and to be, for us, that we're going to understand there are going to be certain games that lose online functionality and things like that. And as opposed to what these, especially console, right? This is a big issue for the console side of gaming. PC's different. PC, you get like, whether it be on Steam or Epic or whatever, the games are just always there. You don't have to worry about backwards compatibility, anything like that. If you make or buy a new PC, you don't have to worry about, you know, having to rebuy all your software. You just reinstall the platform, whether it be Steam or Epic or GOG or what have you, you know, any of the PC gaming platforms, and you've got your library. As opposed to console, where they're constantly, you know, pulling these scamasses on people, where it's like, oh, well, we've got new hardware now, so we're going to shut down all of our previous online presence, start an all new online platform. You know, it should continue to be all encompassing online, right? especially for any of the games that continue to be ported to newer generations of hardware for them. I mean, dude, I talk about this all the time with Nintendo. Nintendo constantly, you know, with their new generations of hardware and stuff, they'll shut down the old stuff, and or even before they shut down the old stuff, you know, that they'll make people rebuy games for their new hardware, even though you already own that software. It's so stupid. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't matter. If you already own Mario Kart 8 on, you know, the Wii U, there's no way you should have had to rebuy it for the Switch. If you already own Tears of the Kingdom for the Switch, there's no way you should have to rebuy Tears of the Kingdom for their new hardware that's going to come out next year. You already own that software from Nintendo for Nintendo's platform. Therefore, all you should have to do is prove that you already own it, and they should let you play it if they're going to port it over and have it as a part of that hardware. It's this kind of scummy stuff, and really console's the worst about it. It's disgusting. PC's a much more fluid, much more functional, much more consumer and gamer friendly platform to be on when it comes to this side of things. But digital stores closing and games disappearing, this is something that is rampant and just always creating controversy, especially on the side of console gaming. The Game Awards, as I said previously, this was pretty gross, dude. I think that you should do your research. Jeff Keighley, I think. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Look at that, dude. Insane. Yeah, thanks, baby. Hold on. Yeah, thanks. Sick. Look, check it out. My daughter just came in and she made me an origami octopus or kraken, you know. Check that out, dude. She made this for me. The cat's already out of the bag. It's my birthday today, so people have already kind of been around. I don't make a big deal out of my birthday, and this will be the third birthday I've had as a streamer, and the first 2 years streaming through my birthday, people didn't really know. Yeah, thanks, Florida, thanks. So I don't make a big deal of my birthday. My family does. They always make a big deal about it, and they, you know, do a lot of cool stuff for me and everything. But, you know, I just never make a big deal about it. And my mom came in last year and said something. Everybody's like, "Wait, what? It's your birthday?" So, but like halfway through the day, most people didn't even know it was my birthday, you know. And then people had remembered this year that it was my birthday, so people have already been kind of blowing me up and stuff. But this is really dope, dude. You know, my son was already up at like 6:30 in the morning, like decorating the house up, and my daughter made this origami octopus. So this guy will be going right back here for us. Where we'll put him right there. We'll have to put him here. Make room. Cool. There we go. Nice. Oh, cool, Cappy. Yo, it's good to see you, friendo. Happy Thursday. Well, we're always happy to have you. You know what I mean? So back to this. You know, I think the Game Awards have just become such a big sham. I've talked about this. I've got YouTube videos up about this. Jeff Keighley has become an industry puppet. Our votes as the general public and gaming enthusiasts don't matter for any of these awards besides one, which is there's only one award for the Game Awards that is solely voted on and awarded by us, the public. The rest of these, our votes only account for 10% of the weight. The rest of these awards are actually 90% of the weight is given to a panel of judges and voters that are elected by Jeff Keighley, this individual. And it's unfortunate. This used to be a platform that I think would address certain issues within the gaming industry. They call out, in previous years, call out companies like Blizzard for doing terrible things within their company, sexual harassment stuff, crunch culture, you name it. And it's not all about like trying to just put everybody on blast all night long, but this was something that felt a bit more substantial as a part of not only giving out awards and trying to lift up good companies, but also point out some of the more negative sides of what is happening to raise awareness, right? And it's not there anymore, man. It seems like a lot of what the Game Awards have become is just a big industry scam. It's a production of who is running the strings above Jeff Keighley. That's the way it comes off to me anyways. And yeah, yearly commercial-a-thon that is the Game Awards. Yeah. Got a spot on your screen can't get rid of? Is it a bad pixel, or is it actually just something on your screen? Yeah, the only reason I really watch the Game Awards anymore is just because of the announcements and the trailers and stuff. That's it. The rest of it's just really gross. They didn't give any award winners time to talk. It's too much about, like, they've got actors that are a part of the award show that literally have nothing to do with the gaming industry. It's fine if you want to have actors up there that actually participate in what they're bringing to the table for us as the video games we play and stuff. But there's a lot of, like, Al Pacino last year. Why? He doesn't do anything for us in the gaming industry, And this year, there was some more of that kind of stuff, and they get more time to talk and everything than even the award winners do. It's really kind of gross. Jeff and the awards failed to even meet the lowest expectations set forth by viewers, critics, and devs. Yep. This year, before the show announced awards offstage in batches and didn't let the few devs who got to actually collect a trophy give full speeches. Yep. It all sucks so much to watch, and it's so long, too. Yep. AI nonsense replacing NFTs. Yeah, so we went from basically NFTs being a huge scummy incorporation to AI kind of replacing that scummy incorporation. It's a very, very hotly controversial topic being incorporated into the gaming industry. We've talked a lot about it. It's not that it can't be incorporated. It's just about the same thing that I say about NFTs. It's not that NFTs can't be incorporated in a mutually beneficial way for us as consumers and gaming enthusiasts. It's just not being done that way. AI, it's not that AI can't be incorporated in a useful way for the gaming development, but it's just not being done that way. It's being done in a scummy way to make things easier on developers and publishers without, in very unethical kinds of ways most often, Pretty sure you got Diddy on your screen? You got to get rid of Diddy. He'll ruin everything. He's scary. Video games keep failing women. Stop me if you've heard this before. A big video game industry event happens, and afterward people go, wait, did that whole show not include a single woman? You'd think in 2023 things would be better. I guess by this lowest standards they are, but the reality is we're still dealing with this crap. As we reported, Summer Games Fest was all men. Though host Jeff Keighley, why does he keep showing up in these things, claimed that wasn't the plan. They had a woman, set to show up, but she couldn't make it. Maybe next year. Throughout 2023, we watched again and again as gamers and the industry treated women like crap. We wrote about how most Switch owners, according to data, are women. Yo, I reported on this. Comments were filled with men explaining that actually the moms are buying. No, that was false. They actually proved that these were women buying the console to play themselves. this was false, as the data was about women who buy and play the Switch, right? As well as they reported on women who were buying also Xbox and PlayStation consoles to play themselves, not as gifts. And dude, they were almost at that 50% mark as well, meeting men. When PC Gamer wrote up a big anniversary post about its 30-year history, it failed to include one woman contributor or writer in the massive list. Handful of examples how the industry, its fans, and its content creators continue to fail at representing women, supporting them, and taking them seriously as people. Do I have high hopes for next year? Is it as bad as they make it sound here? I mean, I'm just asking that question legitimately. To be fair, so you know, the Game Awards were co-hosted by a woman, right? So they don't say anything about that in here. I don't know why. And you guys know me. I mean, I'm all about, you know, doing away with discrimination, and that's why I'm asking this legitimately, as opposed to just trying to look at this as a one-sided thing here. I'm trying to get an actual legitimate viewpoint on. We know that the industry, as most industries, have been fairly sexist to an extent, right? I do think that gaming has come a ways in representing many different demographics of people that have been discriminated against through its history. I think it's gotten better. Do I think it's perfect? Absolutely not. I think that we still have a long ways to go. But like, we have more games than ever, I think, that actually represent women in like lead roles of the games and stuff. You know, we're playing one right now in Alan Wake 2. I've literally played the entire game as Saga. If you know, I didn't even want to play the game as Alan. I wanted to play the game as Saga, so I have. You know, and it's not that there weren't ever games with women as lead roles or anything. You know, you think one of the first characters that comes to my mind is like Lara Croft, right? But that was like a few and far between kind of thing back then. It's become more prominent, I think, nowadays than it ever had been in the history of gaming. So I don't think that it's like we're regressing or anything. I think there's still a lot of work to do. Yeah, Horizon, Alloy, you know, there's a lot of lead roles in the industry that are women now. I mean, you look, like, I mean, we could go, the list goes on and on and on, right? I mean, we got Hellblade 2, Senua's Sacrifice is coming to us. The Hellblade 1 was Senua. The list goes on and on. There are a lot of women that are in lead roles of games nowadays. I don't think that women are totally being, you know, left out of the mix here. I think that there's probably still an amount of work that needs to be done, not just on the side of women, but on the side of any demographic of people, you know, whether it be for a, you know, race, sex, you know, anything like that needs to be represented in a an even capacity as to any other demographic of people, right? I think that's important. I think, but it's how do they talk about, you know? I feel this is a little bit weird when they talk about Summer Games Fest was all men, though host Jeff Keighley claimed that wasn't the plan. One woman had a woman, one said to show up, she couldn't make, but they don't talk about at all the fact that, like, And look, you guys know I've been pretty outspoken about how I'm not a fan of the Game Awards, but the Game Awards literally has a woman co-host in it, right? A female co-host. And they didn't note that at all. I mean, you can't do this. You can't sit here and just talk crap and not give the other side of. You can't show that they have done things as well, right? I think. I mean, am I wrong here? They only wanted to call out the Summer Games Fest, which fine, yeah, call them out if they didn't represent women appropriately, but you've got to at least call out what they did at the end of the year more recently as having the female demographic represented appropriately. I think there were female presenters, there were female award winners, there was stuff like that. So I don't know, man. I think this feels like they're trying to one-side this a little bit more blatantly than maybe they should. It's not that I feel like there shouldn't be, still maybe more representation for women and all demographics as a whole that have been overlooked in the industry, but you've got to look at both sides of it too. Everything costs more and more, but we're about to talk about this getting even worse. Oh man. Things cost more today than they did a year or two ago. Consoles are more expensive. V-Bucks are pricier to purchase. Subscription services, well, unless you live in certain locations, right, Pinky? Subscription services are also going up and up. Then you have the continued trend of $70 games, blatantly overpriced cosmetics, and publishers holding games hostage for a week, unless you pay them an extra $20 to play early. Yeah, feels like every video game app, store, and company is trying to squeeze more and more pennies out of my pocket with each passing week. Sure, the folks in charge will blame inflation, but it's funny how when the economy is doing better, the prices don't go down. Everything just keeps going up. You can't even argue the price increases help make stores and shops better places to visit or use it, as it just sucks buying anything anywhere in 2023. Let me stop real quick. I will say that we played a game here recently where I was kind of weirded out by the fact like it's an online multiplayer game, and there was no female representation in it as characters to choose, which was oh bro, I'm tripping right now. Help me. Deep Rock Galactic. There are no females in this game at all, which to me felt weird. I will say that. I think that developers do have to be more aware of, like, especially if you're going to be doing any kind of setting where it's multiplayer, you're going to be giving character options to select from and stuff. How do you not have a representation there for at least other genders and stuff? Like, it's like that's all there was. So, and some people will probably argue, well, maybe it's some lore type stuff or whatever. I didn't see anything in the game that had anything to do with lore, you know what I mean, that would have eliminated the possibility of there being like a female dwarf to play as. And that's one of the things that caught my eye. So I do think that there's still some work to be done on that front. So just something that came to my mind right there. Yeah, truly feels like every video game app store and company is trying to squeeze more and more pennies out of my pocket with each passing week. Sure, the folks in charge will blame inflation, but it's funny how when the economy is doing better, the prices don't go down. Right. Everything just keeps going up. You can't even argue the price increases help make stores and shops better places to visit or use it, as sucks buying anything anywhere in 2023. This is, like so many things listed in this article, not going to get better in 2024. Really, Pinky? Interesting, dude. Huh. Probably going to get a lot worse in the next 12 months, but lucky for all of us, we will soon be replaced by AI bots who will create all the content, and by other bots who will consume it, and will still have steady jobs mining the metals for our mechanical overlords. Hope I get to mine cobalt and iron next to someone famous like George Clooney. That sounds swell. Yeah, dude. The other side of that too is like, whenever a developer does decide to change over and use like a female lead, like Fable, right? Fable, there's so many like people that are like throwing a fit because Fable's using a female lead, right? but the community artists have adapted, right? Yeah, I mean, it's almost like a lose-lose, you know. Either, you know, I can see it on the side of the developers to an extent too. I mean, there needs to be more representation, and they shouldn't care if they get guff for it or not. There needs to be the representation, but it's almost like a lose-lose for developers also, because, you know, if you don't include representation for all demographics out there, then you get, you know, demeaned for it, you get hate for it, and then if you do, you get hate for it too, right? It's really weird. Like I said, with the Fable situation, they're using a female lead, which to me, I don't give a crap. It doesn't matter to me. I think the best thing developers can do is, if you're providing a role-playing experience, give creation options. Let people decide who they want to be. That's the best thing you can do, and give as many options as possible for that creation process. But if it's going to be some kind of like fairly static situation, you need to give, I still think you need to give as much as possible for selection. You know, if you're just selecting characters, there needs to be different genders, there needs to be different races, and you know, skin colors and things like that. Yeah, that's the best thing you can do as a developer, to just try to protect yourselves, I think. But the Fable devs, Playground Games, man, they're getting a lot of hate just from using a female lead, and it's like, really? You had a male lead for how many of the first games, you know what I mean? And now they're gonna switch it over, and people throw a fit. Why? I just don't understand it, you know. It's crazy. The Twitch deep fake porn scandal. Yeah, this was a wild thing. I'll let you read about that if you don't know about it, but it's basically like, bunch of deep fake porn being made off of like content creators and stuff like that. A fairly popular streamer was caught with some of that content up, and which means that, you know, by proxy, they initially were perceived as not having an issue with it, so they had to backtrack and help take a stance against it. And, you know, I mean, it was a weird situation, but take a look at it. It's been a weird year, dude. It's been a weird year, and look, man, it's only going to get weirder. I think that for all this stuff that happens, you know, I want to keep it kind of safe for work, so I'm not going to cover that entire last article there. I'll let you guys read into it if you want. But I say this all the time, and I think that this really holds true. I think that if we want things to change for the better, we've got to be better on a united front as consumers and gaming enthusiasts. We got to take care of ourselves. Nobody else out there in this industry is going to do it for us. There's no regulatory committees. There's no organizations that are set up to protect us. It's us. We're the only ones that can do it. So either we figure out a way to protect ourselves, quit feeding into this bull crap, quit, you know, supporting and lifting up these bad companies, let them die off and support the good ones, or it's just going to keep happening. There's really no other way around it. It's all it is. Microsoft announces more Xbox leadership changes. As Activision's Bobby Kotick departs, Microsoft is largely keeping the Activision Blizzard leadership structure in place, minus a few high-profile names. I think what you can expect here is, as Microsoft gets a better feel for the rest of the leadership that's in place, aside from Bobby, there will probably be some more changes as we move forward, but time will tell. They need a better idea and feel for who is actively in these leadership roles and who should stay and who maybe shouldn't stay, right? They know Bobby needs to go. Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick is stepping down officially on December 29th. Microsoft has not appointed a direct replacement and instead has rolled the suite of Activision Blizzard executives, including Blizzard President Mike Ibarra, Activision Publishing President Rob Kostick, and Activision Blizzard Vice Chair Thomas Tipple under Microsoft's game content and studios president Matt Booty. I'll tell you this, I'm not a fan of Mike Ibarra either, though. Kotick's departure comes just 2 months after some big Xbox leadership changes that saw Sarah Bond promoted to Xbox president, leading all Xbox platform and hardware work, and Matt Booty promoted to president of game content and studios, including overseeing Bethesda and ZeniMax Studios. Now, Booty is getting even more responsibilities with Bethesda, Activision Blizzard, and Xbox Game Studios all under his watch. Microsoft is largely keeping the leadership team of Activision Blizzard in place with some executive level exceptions. Activision Blizzard Chief Communications Officer Lulu Messervy will leave the company at the end of January. Saknini, Vice Chairman Blizzard and King will also depart at the end of December. A number of Activision Blizzard executives will depart in March as well. Wow. The Chief Administrative Officer, Chief People Officer, Chief Financial Officer, Chief Legal Officer are all reporting to their Microsoft gaming equivalents, while Thomas Pipple, Vice Chairman Activision Blizzard, is reporting to Matt Booty for now. He will depart Microsoft in March alongside other Activision Blizzard executives. Thomas, Brian, Julie, Grant, and Armin will continue to help us with the transition through March 2024, says Xbox Chief Phil Spencer in an internal memo obtained by The Verge. Additionally, a memo from Matt Booty announced some of the changes taking place at ZeniMax and Bethesda, including that Jill Braff has been named the new head of those studios. Braff worked on the integration team when ZeniMax and Bethesda joined Xbox back in 2021 and will lead the studio's development teams. Microsoft continues to integrate Activision Blizzard into its expanded Microsoft gaming business. It's clear Matt Booty is now taking more responsibility than ever before. Xbox fans are now waiting to hear from Microsoft on its plans to add Activision Blizzard games to Xbox Game Pass. Spencer previously blamed the deal's long regulatory process for not having a back catalog of Activision Blizzard games available on Game Pass, warning we'd have to wait until 2024 for news on game additions. Activision Blizzard also revealed on X, formerly Twitter, ahead of the Microsoft deal closing that Modern Warfare 3 and Diablo 4 both won't be coming to Game Pass this year. All of that is these are just memos from the full internal memos from Phil Spencer and Matt Booty. I'll link those so you can read those if you want. But that is that. Take a look if you want to read those full memos. And Bethesda gets a new studio head as part of the Microsoft changes. We just read that, right? So that's Braff, right? Yeah, so Matt Booty, who oversees Xbox Game Studios, Bethesda, and Activision Blizzard, announced that Jill Braff will be taking over as head of Bethesda. Jill has a wealth of experience in games and entertainment with previous roles at Nintendo, Sega, Glue Mobile, Home Shopping Network, and at Warner Brothers, building the online and marketing business for the Ellen DeGeneres show. Booty said in his internal memo. Is it concerning to anybody else to see somebody taking over for Bethesda that isn't just, I mean, this last part's concerning for me. Home Shopping Network, Warner Brothers building the online and marketing business for the Ellen DeGeneres show. I think this is where you start getting into the messiness of how much does somebody actually know about what we want as gamers, and as opposed to just entertainment business. But we'll see, huh? Not like she doesn't have some previous gaming experience, but we'll see. Here we go. Thank you, Tinwin. Fans shocked as leaks reveal PlayStation believes games will cost around $80 to $100 by 2027. Oh, man. So Insomniac Games faced a massive data leak recently, and the public got an insider view of private matters. Some documents have been discovered by them stating an increase in game prices up to $100 marked by 2027. An increase in prices in gaming had been noticeable after the release of PlayStation 5, which caused debates among consumers. Generational increases in gaming prices have been a topic of discussion among gamers for a long time. Compared to PS2 generation games, modern titles cost almost $30 to $40 more due to technical upgrades, raising a huge debate among the community on how publishers are overcharging consumers for modern games. This increase in price for PlayStation games can be blamed on the global market inflation. For instance, games in 2001 cost about $50, which seems cheaper compared to now at first sight. If studied in depth, $50 in the 2000s is equivalent to nearly $90 according to current market standards. Thus, games costing about $70 now prove the fact that games are cheaper in the current market. Looking at the average annual... Now, okay, look, and I'll stick to this, okay? The difference being, in the 2000s, $50 was getting you everything in a game. Everything in the 2000s, right? There was very little that was going on with downloadable content, things like that in the 2000s. Later 2000s, yeah, more of that. Early 2000s, not nearly as much. So the difference being that nowadays we deal with a lot more monetization schemes that allow publishers and developers to get their money out of us without raising retail prices. They get their money out of us through battle passes, season passes, DLC content that's ready on the release of a game, as well as, microtransaction shops, you name it, dude. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. They get their money. Do not ever doubt that. Thus, games cost about $70 now, prove the fact that games are cheaper in the current market. Retail, off the shelf, they might be cheaper, but in the long run, no. Looking at the average annual earning data of U.S. citizens, there's been an increase in wages by 17%, while games have seen a decrease in valuation by 22%, according to current market standards. In the eyes of common folk, hobby appears to be getting more expensive in the coming years, but in reality, that is not the case, as it is only a result of market changes. You are being short-sighted here. Price increase projection for PlayStation has gotten netizens talking, and Sony faced major backlash as consumers have started to raise the question of who will pay $100 for just games. Some even claim that gaming has always been an expensive hobby to begin with. Publishers have always received flack for raising game prices, just like PlayStation is facing now. Every time publishers increase the price of games, it has always seen public disapproval globally. For instance, Activision faced heavy backlash from fans for its pricing of various editions of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Back in 2013, Rockstar faced a similar predicament for releasing GTA 5 at $60 pricing for PlayStation 3. When PlayStation announced the increase of game prices by $10 for the PS5 console, fans got furious about it. Earlier, the company used to sell its games at the $60 mark to the release of next-generation hardware. The inflation pricing applied towards PS Plus as well, which was implemented without any announcements. Even though PS Plus has been a hot piece of garbage for the kinds of games they've released for that subscription service, and it doesn't even provide the same level of what Game Pass does. And what I mean by that is, Game Pass, Xbox gives you day one releases for their console. On PC, console, you get that on the subscription service. If a game is coming out from Xbox as a first-party proprietary game, you get that day one on their subscription service every time. Sony has said they'll never do that, but they're charging the same amount of money and they're not giving you as good as options every month. I don't know how they feel like they can get away with that. Apparently they are. Apparently they have enough people that have bought into the premise of just solely being PlayStation gamers that they're willing to pay that. But it's gross. According to a report made by a Japanese media house, Nikkei, Capcom president, yeah, we read about this as well. Haruhiro Sugimoto said game development costs have gone up since the late 2000s. and we also stated the following: there is also a need to raise wages. Considering the fact that wages are rising in the industry as a whole, I think raising unit prices is a healthy option for business. The statement caused a lot of debate among the gaming community as Capcom managed to pull in massive profits over the years, so gamers raised the question of whether it is market inflation that is causing a rise in the price of games. Leaving the backlashes aside, market inflation has caused a lot of trouble to common people, professionals, and artists in general. Game developers face these issues and work hard to see an increase in their pay grade. Companies are trying hard to support their workers and continue running their businesses, so increased game prices aren't that big of a surprise in a recession period like this. I'll go back to what I said before. I am not unreasonable. We talked about this at the beginning of the day. I'm not unreasonable. There's no need to read into that. But when it comes to how I feel about paying for a piece of entertainment, if I'm playing a game and it's giving me a substantial amount of time into it as something that is I'm able to dive in there for 50 plus hours or whatever, that's absolutely worth a an investment in that product. But what this industry is trying to do is say that all games on the AAA front basically should just be raised to a standardized price tag, and that's not fair. Absolutely not. Right? So they want to go, well, all games are just going to cost $80 to $100 by 2027. Get wrecked. Because as we all know, and as we talked about a little bit earlier too, like Tinwin pointed out, is Spider-Man 2 a banger of a game? Yeah, it is. Apparently. I haven't played it, but Spider-Man 2 is supposed to be a very good game. But is 20 hours of gameplay worth $80 to $100? Most people are going to feel like, 20 hours worth of gameplay to beat a game is worth $80 to $100? I sure don't. Everybody's going to feel a little bit different about that, but I'm sorry. I'm much more apt to pay $80 to $100 for an experience like Baldur's Gate 3, right? Which I now have like 150 hours in, than I am to pay $80 to $100 for something like Spider-Man 2, which you're going to beat in 20 hours. So, for these companies to be trying to standardize this industry with AAA releases and go, well, we need to raise prices again. They just raised prices on us. And this article is short-sighted. I'm sorry, but it is. For them to go, well, a game, back in the 2000s was equivalent to a $90 price tag now, so really we're paying less. No, we are not. We are not paying less. We are actually constantly being monetized through different schemes in games. So you want to talk about Capcom saying that the dev job's hard. Look, I think the dev job is hard. I think that video game development is a difficult process. I've always said that. I don't think it's an easy thing, right? But I think there's something to be said for doing it right, yeah, and being compensated appropriately. We live in a world where the video gaming industry is constantly baiting us with spending as much on the project side of marketing, sales and marketing and promotion of these games, right? I know you're kind of like trolling me a little bit, but you're not wrong in bringing up an important fact here, right? These big AAA companies want to go, yo, we need to raise prices, right? We need to raise prices of these games because they're so expensive to make. But when you look at their budgets, right, AAA games now are easily hitting, $200, $300, $400, $500 million budgets. Easy. Sometimes GTA 6 breaking $1 billion threshold, apparently, right? And how much of that budget is actually going to the game development as opposed to the actual promotion of the products themselves. Yeah? At least half of that budget is going into just promotion and marketing of these products. Then what happens with half of the products when they release? They're not even finished. They're hot pieces of garbage. And then these companies want to act like it shouldn't matter. That we should just pay a standardized price across the board for everything. Get wrecked. No. Shouldn't work like that. I am absolutely understanding of, dude, I would pay way more than what I paid for BG3 because I've gotten a ton of content out of it. And it's amazing content. And I respect the crap out of Larian for making a banger game, not putting monetization in it. You know, these are the kinds of companies that need to be raised up and need to be supported. They didn't put a substantial price tag on it. Paid $60 for that game on PC. And I've gotten over 150 hours into that game now, right? It's exceptional all the way around. Did it have a little bit of, you know, fixing that needed to be done after it released? Yeah. Most games do. Especially a game of this caliber, of this magnitude. Absolutely. And I'm understanding of that. But it felt at least fairly complete on release. From what I understand. I didn't start playing it until November. But on full release, felt pretty complete. As opposed to a lot of other games that you can't even play on release because they're solely not finished. But they release them anyways, and they want us to pay now $80 to $100 for these games that you can beat in 15 hours, 15 to 20 hours, and you can't even really play them on release because they're a dumpster fire. Get wrecked, dude. No way. Not even taking into account of what this article said about how asinine it is. And I'll go back to like Capcom's president. You know, I talked about this before. Capcom's president was like, well, we need to start raising retail prices of games. And this was right after they had released Exoprimal. Exoprimal was such a huge wallet bait. It was AAA price tag. It did come out on subscription services, so I'll give them that. But it was still a AAA price tag of a game that was so repetitive, and was just riddled with microtransactions. That's all it was. It was something that they developed to be good enough gameplay-wise that they could incorporate as much monetization as possible because they got a lot of other branding they could throw in there. They put Street Fighter skins in it, all kinds of other stuff, right? And to try and bait people into just opening those wallets up. You know? That game should have been free to play, if anything. People got to really take a critical look at what's going on here. And what is actually worth our money and what is not worth our money, right? People are paying AAA price tag for a game like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3. They gave, what, a 5-hour campaign? Let's be fair. Most people buy that game for the online mode, but even that, people are ripping that game apart. That game has a 30% positive rating on Steam right now. Even on Metacritic, it's pretty terrible, man. Compared to other titles, right? Metacritic. What are we looking at here? It's a 56 from critics. A 56 from critics. And it's a 1.9 from user reviews. This is about to become the best-selling game of the year. And this is a AAA price-tagged game. So what we need to be spending, look, I mean, $70 for the base game. You know what I mean? Are you for real? this is the kind of crap that deserves to have the price raised on it? No, absolutely not. If anything, they should probably just be giving this piece of crap away. So people need to be more educated about like what's going on here, and we need to be more deliberate on what we're spending our money on in this industry. These companies think that it's going to be okay to just like standardize price increases across the board. I've got an article that's going to be going up on YouTube later today about Nintendo doing this too, and Nintendo's the worst. Okay, Nintendo's the worst because while they do release pretty polished games and pretty good content, their games never reduce in price. They always make people double dip because they never let you play. If you bought a game on the Switch that also comes out on the new hardware, you probably will have to buy it again. Just like they've always done with their other hardware, right? Mario Kart 8, Wii U. If you had it on the Wii U, were you going to get to play it on the Switch? Absolutely not. You had to re-buy it, right? And at what price point? AAA price tag. It never, hardly ever goes on sale, and they never go down in price point, right? So when you talk about these standardized prices going up and up and up, and Nintendo, like take Nintendo for example, it's never going to come down. It always stays up. Hardly ever even goes on sale, and even if it does go on sale, it's going to go straight back up to that price point, right? And then they're making you double, triple dip on that stuff because they don't give you any kind of backwards compatibility. It gets real nasty, man. So I don't know, people got to be more careful about what's going on here, be more educated about what's happening, and we got to do everything we can to prevent this kind of crap from happening to us. This is disgusting, man. It's already super expensive, dude. The industry is already super expensive. Do I think that game development's necessarily a very cheap thing? No, I don't. But there are good ways about going about getting it done, and bad ways about going and getting it done. And we always suffer the consequences, right, as the consumer. There aren't a whole lot of companies out there doing it the right way. And those are the ones that we need to be supporting. The ones that do it the wrong way, almost always on the constant, we're the ones that suffer the consequences. We're the ones that are paying for that. We just got to be more careful about it, man. Rant over, I guess. God dang, dude. That gets me so flippin' heated, dude. I'm sorry, guys. So heated. Yo. All right, dude. Here we go. This is the last article I have for the day. Thanks, Pinky. Thank God I can finally hide all those weird sex games I've got piled up in my Steam library. Steam's new privacy option now lets users hide individual games they might not want the rest of the world to know about. God dang, dude. Yeah. Bro. Look at this picture, bro. Oh my God. Should have been a can of Pringles, dude. We learned in November that Valve was working on a new feature that will enable Steam users to mark individual games in their games as private, preventing everyone else in the world from knowing it's there. Genius cell boosting feature on Steam. Yeah, you're not wrong, dude. The feature has now gone live in the latest Steam client beta, which also includes changes to the Steam shopping cart that will make purchasing gifts for other people a whole lot easier. Steam already offers 3 different privacy options: public, friends only, or private, but those settings are account-wide. The ability to cover up a particular game, or 3 that you might want to keep out of the public eye, has been lacking until now. Starting today, you'll be able to mark specific games as private. They'll disappear from anywhere they'd be viewed by someone other than you, Valve wrote. That includes your ownership, in-game status, playtime, and activity in that game. This additional control allows you to keep most of your Steam library visible to your friends so they can see what you are playing and join in, yet also keep a few of those games just to yourself. Wink, wink. To avoid confusion, Valve explained that the new privacy toggle is basically the opposite of the previously existing hidden games option. Marking a game as hidden keeps it from appearing in your library. for those games you still want to own but don't want to take up space in your client's game list, but allows the rest of the world to see it, while private games will be visible to you and hidden from everyone else. If I had to guess, I'd say that this new feature may have been prompted, at least in part, by the rise of adult games on Steam. Yeah, I don't think it's hard to notice that, you know? Most people likely don't care if the world knows they're playing Dota 2 or Call of Duty, but something like, say, keeping dorm manager, which for the record, I don't own, or do I? You can't tell anymore. Might be a little bit of a stickler situation, so to speak. Stickier situation, so to speak. Oh, Jesus. Nice fun. Oh, interesting. Nice, Pinky, nice. I don't judge, but some people do, and it's understandable that some Steam users would want to keep their interactive entertainment choices on the down low. The new privacy function is definitely going to be handy for some folks, and frankly, I think it's long overdue. The new shopping cart updates might be more practical overall. The big addition is inline gifting, meaning you can purchase gifts for multiple friends without having to make multiple purchases. When you add a game to your... Oh, that's sick, dude. I've always hated that. Dude. When you add a game to your cart, you'll be presented with a drop-down menu enabling you to purchase it for yourself and mark it private if you like, or as a gift, at which point you'll be able to continue shopping for more games. When you check out, you'll then have the option to select who each gift game is for. That's dope, dude. I love that. That's so good. Nice. Yeah. Yo, nice, dude. Very cool. Because the update is still in beta testing, the new cart options, here's my deal. Can you add more than one of the same game to your cart and select it as a gift for multiple people? Is that part of this too? I hope so, dude, because that's something that needs to be done too. I'm guessing so. Because the update is still in beta testing, the new cart options are only available through the Steam client and not the website. You'll need to be opted in to the client beta in order to use it. To do so, enter the settings option from the Steam drop-down menu, select the interface option, and choose Steam Beta Update in the client beta participation drop-down. Update will download, Steam will restart, and you'll be off to the races. Yeah, this is pretty good stuff, dude. I mean, look, man, I'm not gonna judge people. You want to play some flipping adult rated, very adult styled games, dude, whatever, you know, who am I to judge? You know, but it is true, there's a lot of people that have probably been reluctant to dive into that side of entertainment just because, you know, friends can see what you might be you know, engaging in, and you don't want to I guess deal with the you know, potential perceptions that come along with that, you know. But that's cool. Good on Steam. And here's the update. I can link this for you guys. You can take a look at the actual update stuff from Steam as well. Pinky, thanks, dude. Thanks for letting me know about this. And thanks to Tinwin for that previous article too about the PlayStation price updates and stuff like that, you know. That's it, dude. That's the news. That's what we got. Look at all the explosions, man. Yo, big shout out to flipping oh, that's weird. Why did that not Big shout out to Sayek this morning, dude, for the 10 gifties, man. Incredible, buddy. Thank you very much. Hope everybody's having a great day. We're gonna go play some BG3 with our buddy Pinky. Happy flipping Thursday. I hope everybody's kind of working their way towards some time off if you're not already hitting it for some holidays and relaxation and all that stuff. So we've got today and tomorrow. So the rest of today for playing BG3, and tomorrow will be more video gaming news and BG3 as well. And then the stream will be down Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, so I can spend a little bit of some holiday time with family. Okay, so just be aware that's happening. But if anybody's been able to hang out now, or maybe if you're watching this as a VOD later on, this is what we do, man. Normally 6 days a week, and normally we're live every day but Wednesday. Like I said, we got some holiday time coming up this weekend into the beginning of next week, but that's kind of a rarity for us. So this is what we do. We always start off with video gaming news. We try to address important issues that happen in the industry, stay current on what's going on in the industry, promote a healthier video gaming industry for all of us as gaming enthusiasts and consumers, and you know, then we go play games for the rest of the day. So whether you're viewing this right now or maybe later on, know that we have all of our previous video gaming news segments, pertinent clips and highlights from video gaming news segments, playthroughs that we've done, funny clips and highlights, all that content on the Twitch channel and the YouTube channel. So you can check out all that content. If you're enjoying any of this, then I would prompt you to come hang out with myself and the rest of this amazing community when we are live. We have a great time together, man. We just video games brings us together, but we've got an awesome community of people that are always trying to you know, strive towards being welcoming, inclusive, lifting each other up, enjoying the world of video games, but being a caring, uplifting community at the same time, being void of negativity and toxicity, that kind of thing. And so if you can dig that, man, come be a part of what we do when we are live. So other than that, man, stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another. Have a happy Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow with more video gaming news before I hit my holiday break. But I'm going to run us a bit of an outro here. Stream's not going down. As soon as the outro's done, then I'll be back up here on the screen and we'll start getting ready for some gaming content, okay? You guys rock. Keep being you. Be right back.